Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. All right. Bless me. Okay. Good morning, everybody. It's Eureka John at Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live on YouTube at 5:49 a.m. in the morning. And the reason I said YouTube like that is because I normally broadcast on Theta TV. It's been having issues, so I've just been switching over to YouTube. I keep saying I'm going to talk to technical services or whatever about the Theta stream, but just been busy, haven't gotten around to it. It takes time, so I just do the next easiest thing, which is just to go to YouTube. And I went to Float the other day too, and that works just fine too. Anyway, so yeah, this is my live stream, my broadcast, my video blog, my crypto blog, and this is just me logging on every single day talking about something else I learn in crypto. So this is my raw experience with crypto as you see it. I'm not peddling anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything, and this is not financial advice, and I'm not your teacher. I'm just some dude kind of exploring the crypto world, and I've been doing this since October 24th, 2020. I do it every single day, as you saw in the intro: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 7 days of the week. I'm on every single morning doing my part to help spread the word about cryptocurrency and all the Web 3.0 technology, blockchain 3.0, the fourth industrial revolution as we would have it and not as Klaus Schwab would have it. Things can go two ways in the future. We can all be decentralized and autonomous and have control over our own finances and our own identity, or things can go the way of the CBDC, and Klaus Schwab and all his cronies at the World Economic Forum can have control over us from a worldwide government. So yes, which one are you going to choose? The technology's there. It's like nuclear technology. We can either blow ourselves up, or we can use that and harness that power for the better good of humanity. And blockchain is a powerful force. I would say about on par with that of nuclear technology in a different way. And if we can harness that power correctly, we can do some great things for humankind. Okay. That being said, let's go over here to CoinGecko and see what we have. I use CoinGecko. Some of the people use CoinMarketCap. Some people use CoinCodex. Some people use CoinPaprika. They all have different... they're all pretty much the same. They all list various cryptocurrencies and arrange them by market cap, or you can arrange them however you want. But it shows the current price, market cap, circulating supply, all that type of stuff. They're a good tool for looking at where things stand. I don't sit there and like obsess over them. Some people, traders especially, they buy proprietary software that helps them follow prices so they can do shorts, longs, perpetuals, and all types of stuff. And they do some crazy stuff, a lot of day trading, and a lot of money and leverage going on in there. And I lost about $200 worth of leverage this week by playing with perpetuals. It's probably the worst time ever for me to try to learn the mechanics of leverage, because who would have thought that we would have had this dip the way that we saw it this last week. And my liquidation rate was set at $2,788 for Ethereum, and well, lo and behold, it got just below $2,788. I think it got to $2,769 or something like that. So my position got liquidated, and yay, lesson learned about leverage. I don't really want to mess with leverage, but you know what? You pay your dues, and I call it an educational expense. I learned my lesson about leverage. I learned how to use it, the mechanics. So I could use it if I wanted to, and I'm not just sitting here talking smack about leverage. without having experienced it for myself. And so, yeah, um, the good and the bad and the ugly, that's what you see on this show. I don't sit here and talk about how successful I am all the time, because I'm not successful all the time. I am an average working schlep that goes to my job every single day, 40 hours a week, plus the time that I spend doing this outside of my job, learning all this stuff. And I have to get up at the butt crack of dawn to do this, before work, before family, before friends, before life, and before everything. And it's fun. I like it. And I get to meet a lot of cool people in the crypto space, so I don't bug my family and friends and coworkers about crypto. So, yeah. Anyway, so let's move on to CoinGecko. Let's see where we at. So things have picked back up a little bit from where they were. So things are coming up off the floor, which sucks, because I wanted to at least wait till payday so I could buy some of this dip. I mean, I guess I still can. I guess it's kind of low, but not as low as I wish it would be. That's, yeah. I want this dip to hang around for a while, but I don't know, man. I hear rumblings that this dip is just kind of a little, push back before taking off. If that is indeed the case. However, historically, the price of the crypto market and Bitcoin in general, Bitcoin and the crypto market in general during September has always been in the red, except for 2 years where it wasn't in the red and it was just barely over par. So yeah, September historically, as far as track record, has never been a good month for the crypto market or for Bitcoin. So that being said, October, November, and December have always done very well. So it looks like we probably are going to be going into a really good fourth quarter. So yeah, it's interesting to think about things in quarters. I never really thought about things in quarters until I started dealing with crypto, because then I started thinking things about financially and stuff like that. And yeah. So anyway, so here we go. Bitcoin, $43,654.55. Ethereum, $3,080.89. I'll probably still dump some money into Ethereum today. Cardano, 221, and I'll probably buy some Bitcoin. Tether, dollar stablecoin, yes. Binance Coin, 373.60. XRP, 98 cents. Solana, 145.61. Polkadot, $30.78. USDC, it's a stable coin. The Doge, I don't know how it's still in the top 10, but it is. It's at 22 cents. Avalanche, 75.29. I see Avalanche surpassing Doge in the very near future. And Terra. Terra has also been on a tear. Binance USD, stablecoin, getting knocked down as well. Cosmos, I think it's an amazing project, 39.58. Cosmos is basically blockchain 3.0 in a nutshell. 2112 for Uniswap, and Chainlink 2387. All right, so anyway, Polygon $1.20, Filecoin 7307. Okay, so everything's down over the past 7 days. Not surprised, except for Cosmos and except for Avalanche. But they were up so much that it got chiseled away a little bit. So anyway, yeah, and Theta Network 548. I do see some big things on the horizon for Theta, but it is also moving at the speed of large corporations, and they don't really care about the retail consumer and about whether or not we're happy with our little bags. They have long-term, large plans in mind, and yeah, so I have things loaded up with Theta, and yeah, I do like Theta as a project, even though I've just had some streaming issues. Okay, so there's a funny little tool that I found, and I thought, what if I had bought into Solana about 4 months ago when I first started talking about it, and I was just like, oh man. So let's see where Solana was. I know they had their recent hack and everything, and actually the hack was probably good for people to give people an entry place into Solana. I think it is a good project. It is a little centralized and has some issues which were made apparent during the hack, but you know what? Yeah, live and learn, crash and burn. I think they'll pick up off their feet and maybe take some of those as lessons learned. Hopefully they do. So let's see where it was. So let's just say, so 90 days. That'd be about 3 months. Okay, let's go about 180 days. All right. So refresh start. And let's see. So September, August, July, June. So right around May, I guess, is when I was first talking about Solana. I mean, I knew about it before, but and I'd talked about some DeFi on Solana a while back. I don't know when it was, but let's just say, for example, May 13th, the price was 41.11, and here's a tool over here on cryptomasters.com. The cryptomasters are really good YouTubers, and I don't know if they're on YouTube or not, but I listen to them on Spotify, and they just do project reviews. It's just simple crypto stuff. So they have this app here called Professor Hindsight, and let's go down and see if we can find Solana here. Let me get my computer to follow my orders. All right, here's Solana. There, right there. All right, so let's say, what did I say, May 13th? So if I had started, 2021, May 13th, and end date today. All right, so let's say I had invested, $1,000 in Solana. All right, so calculate. I would have doubled my money, plus about 40%, so $2,400. And yeah, the red point is right where I should have sold. But yeah, I would have doubled my money. I would have gotten 140% over, I guess. So Solana did get up to 200 and something dollars. So it has gone back down, but it's going back up. But yeah, I would have, off of $1,000, I would have made $2,400.37. Now let's say if I were like back in 2018 investing, and I were just to put $100 into it, and let's see what does it do. Calculate, and you gotta start small, but right. See, I would have doubled my money and $40. So I would have made $240 off of that $100 from June, July, August, from 4 months of saving. So yeah, it's not bad. See, those are the little things you can do in the crypto market. It starts off slow like a freight train if you don't have a ton of money. Aside from using some very risky DeFi stuff, I just didn't have the knowledge at that point to learn how to use some of the more risky layer 2 DeFi yield farming solutions. Those are hit and miss. It's very risky, but you can do exponential returns. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, that's for sure, because you can get rug pulled really quickly or hacked or whatever. But just standard projects like this, like Solana, if back in May I were to have invested $1,000, I would have come out with $2,400, and that's not bad. Let's switch it up. Let's say Ethereum. Okay, so just as simple as telling somebody to invest in Ethereum back in May. All right, so yeah, well, that's not looking so good. You'd be down 21.3%. So, or 21, yeah. But it was also, Ethereum was right around its all-time high right around May. So yeah, we are coming back up around to that. So yeah, just something to consider. Let's just try Bitcoin. All right. So anyway, this is just kind of a funny little tool to play around with. I hate to play the what if I had of game. So Bitcoin would be down $12.83. So things are getting back up to where they were in about May, because things were blowing and going in May. Yeah, so let's pick Terra. So, all right, so let's see here. Where are you at, Terra? I don't see Terra on here. No, I don't see Terra. Oh, well, here's one. Quant. This is something that I've had money in for a while. So if I would have put $100 in Quant Network back in May, I would have made $666. 666 Quant. It's kind of the banker's token. Yeah, so go figure, huh? $666. So if I would have invested $1,000 in Quant, I would have made $6,662.53. I actually invested in Quant a while ago. It was like way back in January. So let's see. Let's just pick January. And all right. So we'll just do that for shites and giggles. Yeah. Oh, sorry, it didn't update. I was like, why is that the exact same number? There's no way. Yeah, so let's do January 15th. All right, so calculate. $14,623.98 if I would have invested $1,000. And that's pretty much what I invested back in January in Quant. So yeah, things are looking pretty good. Anyway, that's just a fun little tool. I thought it would be fun to poke around with. So it's on the cryptomasters.com. I mean, I could sit around all day and poke around with that, but I'm not going to. And listen to the Crypto Masters podcast on Spotify if you have it. I think they're also on Apple Play, and I think they're on YouTube as well. So let's go over here to this podcast button and take a look, and just take a quick look at their website. Yeah, so there's episodes they do. They cover various just different projects every day. Loopring, Hedera. I've heard the Loopring one. That's a really good one. I have not listened to Hedera yet. I listened to Bancor. That's a great one. And Bitcoin, yeah, it's all right. Flow, I've listened to Flow. Filecoin, I listened to that one. Theta Network, yep, they're doing some good ones. They did Quant too. I didn't see that one. I might have to listen to that. Chainlink, Matic, The Doge, Ocean, Reserve Rights, Cosmos. I listened to Cosmos. Ravencoin, I've listened to that one. Yeah, man, they cover it all. So yeah, listen to the Crypto Masters. Just two random guys, kind of like me, and except a little more professional. So, all right. Anyway, so let's move on to something different. Tom Brady open to earn part of salary in Bitcoin, Ethereum. So this is looking kind of wonky over here. Let me fix this. And all right. So okay. Yes, this is I don't have a team of people, production team, and I don't have writers, and I don't have people, marketers, and people working on distribution for me and anything. I'll do all this myself. So I don't get to stand there and look pretty in front of a green screen. I have to coordinate all this stuff as I go along. So yeah, keep that in mind when you see some of those more sophisticated YouTubers. They have an entire team spoon feeding them everything. Not saying that I mean, I would take the help if I could, but I don't have money and I'm a single solo operator. All right, so Tom Brady to open to earn part of salary in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana. Tampa Bay quarterback Tom Brady said he'd love to request some payment in cryptocurrency. We're seeing this more and more. As I've said before, cash is trash. They're inflating the hell out of the dollar. They're basically, I think it's a organized plan in order to put the dollar on a level playing field with the rest of the currencies in the world, and to bring in a world currency, to kick the banks out, and to bring in the central bank digital currency directly to the people. They're doing it under the guise of bringing in more privacy. However, when you kick the local banks out, you have some central entity making all these decisions on your life, and then you bring in programmable money, which brings in the capability for them to say how much you get airdropped, when you get airdropped, how long you have to spend that airdrop, under what conditions, and there's all these conditionals that can be programmed into the money. So depending on your social credit score or your health situation or whatever, you're told where and how to spend that money, or how much you get or don't get, and and your money can even be geofenced, and yeah, you don't want all that stuff. That's why cash is, cash as in actual dollar bills is not trash quite yet. The fact that it would be pegged to the dollar is kind of an issue, but non-fungible money, fungible money. So fungible money is cash. It's $1 bills. $1 bill is the same as $1 bill anywhere. It's anonymous. It's private. You can give it to a kid mowing your lawn. Nobody can know where you spent that dollar. Fungibles like tickets and things like that that are unique and can be accounted for. But anyway, with programmable money, there would be no such thing as anonymous money, you know. And yeah, I don't know, can't remember where I was going off on that tangent. Anyway, whatever. Tom Brady opened earned part of Solana and Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana salary in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana. Okay, keep mixing Solana and salary. All right, Tom Brady, the 11-time Super Bowl winner and quarterback for Tampa Bay Buccaneers, has said he would be interested in receiving some of his salary in cryptocurrency. "Quote unquote, I'd love to request that to get paid. I'd love to request that to get paid in some crypto and, to get paid in some Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana tokens." I wonder why I chose Solana. Anyway, whatever. I mean, I guess it's because it's been all over the news. Brady said on a Sirius XM podcast earlier this week, "New episode of Let's Go with the Best in Business, Jim Gray Official, is out now. We're talking this week too." Okay, so on the Jim Gray show. I think it's amazing that that's happening in the world with the way the world is becoming more digital, and these digital currencies along with it. If you look at how the way the world is going with all these different digital mediums and how they're impacting currencies, Brady added. This is not the first time Brady has forayed into the cryptocurrency industry. In June, he and his wife, Gazelle, I'm not going to try to say her last name, took an equity stake in FTX, a crypto exchange led by Sam Bankman-Fried. "It's an incredibly exciting time in the crypto world, and Sam and the revolutionary FTX team continue to open my eyes to endless possibility," Brady said at the time. "The relationship between the exchange operator and Solana is also well known in the crypto industry." In January of this year, Bankman-Fried offered a trader who was bearish on Solana to buy out all his Solana tokens at a price of $3 per token. The trader did not take Bankman-Fried up on his offer, but the FTX CEO remains bullish on the Solana project. So that's why he's bullish on Solana. So Brady is. "So think of me as basically a fanboy. I think it's a really cool product," Bankman-Fried said in August, adding that the currently existing blockchains, it may be the only one or at least one of the very few which is being built in a way that is really plausible chance of eventually being able to host gigantic applications. So anyway, Brady's not the only NFL player to get on board with crypto. Last year, Rosell Okung, the defensive tackle for Carolina Panthers, began converting half of his salary into Bitcoin. Kansas City Chiefs tight end Sean Culkin announced that he would trade his NFL earnings for Bitcoin. And then in May, the New York Football Giants announced a partnership with crypto asset management firm Grayscale. And then also, who's that the little hotshot guy with the long blonde hair that came straight out of, I think, Auburn University or something? He's also taking payment in crypto as well, as far as I know. So yeah, it's spreading throughout the sports world, and when you spread throughout the sports world, it spreads to average Joe Blow guy who drives a forklift. And I've already been approached at my job by some of the dudes in the warehouse to talk to them, and maybe that they'd pay for my dinner, and I could pop open my laptop and show them some of the basics of cryptocurrency. It's spreading around, folks. That's the point. And everybody wants to know about it, and everybody sees the way the dollar is going, and they may not be able to put words on it and have the vocabulary for it, but people know that cash is trash, and cash meaning the dollar. Oh, so anyway, when I was talking about that programmable currency, the CBDC and stuff like that, it brings forth the need for anonymity. And I think that we will see a need for things like Monero and Zcash and Pirate Chain and all these other types of anonymous cryptocurrencies raise in value and rise in demand. And so Ethereum Foundation and Solana, they're working with the World Economic Forum, and maybe that's a reason why they've been allowed to be so prominent in the news. I don't know. I mean, Ethereum is ideally, according to original vision, supposed to be this democratized, decentralized chain. And I think Solana aims to be that way as well in the future. I don't know how easy that will be if they are working with some of these entities, but time will tell. I like Ethereum and I like Solana, and I'm very bullish on both. But it's just it's an uncertain future as to which direction, which fork in the road a lot of these projects will end up taking. So I don't know. Anyway, also there's a little side news here. Tom Brady launching NFT platform with Apple, DraftKings, Spotify exec advisors. So that's another side article right there. So it just shows that they've been going into this stuff for a while. Anyway, if you want to know some of the basics too about some of this stuff, about scaling solutions, and we talk a lot about Arbitrum and Matic and Polygon, and how to scale and layer 1 and layer 2. There's a good article right here. I can't really go deep into the weeds with this one because I'm running out of time. I got 6 minutes left, so I'll just skim through this article, but it is a great article that provides some good illustrations. I was thinking about maybe getting into some of the more detailed descriptions of zero knowledge ZK snarks, zero knowledge proofs this morning, but that's not going to happen because I spent too much time speculating on crypto masters and stuff like that and talking about football and sports and all that stuff. So let's go to this article here, Scaling, Peeling Back the Layers. Okay, our last adventure down the crypto rabbit hole, we looked at the scalability trilemma. And the scalability trilemma is decentralization, scalability, and security, I think. Yeah. And hold on, let me just take a look. And they work in a triad relationship where when you focus on one of those points, then it brings the other two closer together. And so, for instance, if you want more decentralization, then you have to sacrifice one of the other two, the security or the scalability. Yeah. Sorry. No, the speed. I'm sorry. It's speed, security, and scalability. Yeah. So, all right. So that page is not coming back up. So when you want one, if you want to focus on one, you have to sacrifice the other two to some extent because it works in a triad relationship. Anyway, yeah, that's what this show's about. Me trying to learn how to talk about this stuff because I see it in my head. It's just, it doesn't always come out. All right, so anyway, in this article, we'll continue by peeling back the layers to get a better look at how these layers are used and what solutions currently exist. Okay, so they talk about Ready Player One. If you've seen that movie or read that book, it's about this metaverse world. You can see his Oculus sunglasses and this poor kid, living in a ghetto in Oklahoma City. That's of trailers stacked up on top of each other in a futuristic dystopian ghetto. And then most people spend their time in the metaverse, and things that they gather and things that they do in the metaverse affect their real world situation because they can buy and sell for real world currency that exists in there, but is also used to pay for things in the real world like their rent and food. So that's called the Oasis, that metaverse world. And blockchain's layer 1 is considered the base layer. It's the lowest layer where solutions affect the main way a blockchain works. To scale on layer 1 means changing the rules of the protocol itself and doesn't offer much to combat the inherent issues involved in layer 1 scaling. For instance, the Oasis doesn't seem to have major latency issues. That's the speed issue I was talking about, and that's because it suffers from a high level of centralization. So when you have a high level of security, a lot of times that means a high level of centralization as well. Or if you have a super fast network, it's because it has a high level of centralization. I mean, look at the Visa credit card agency. It's very fast. It's a lot faster than Bitcoin because Bitcoin has to sit there and make sure it has consensus amongst thousands and thousands of nodes, and they all have to communicate that yes, this transaction is valid. Not so in a centralized network. It just has to go to that one single point of centralization. Bam, bam, it's done. So that's what you sacrifice with centralization. You get speed, but you sacrifice a decentralized portion of it. So you have one entity controlling all. So anyway, Oasis doesn't have any latency issues. That's because it suffers from a high level of centralization. I mean, the entire premise of the story is a race for control over its fate. So everybody's trying to find the little Easter egg to have control over all the decisions made in the Oasis because it is centralized. And while a more robust architecture spanning multiple layers sounds awesome, it would make for a pretty boring story. So yeah, if the Oasis were on something that's very decentralized like Bitcoin, yeah, it'd be a boring story. It'd be like IOI is the big bad organization, FBI type of CIA type of acronym. It could be like all your eggs belong to us. And everyone else could be like, yeah, hey, cool story, bro. Because it wouldn't be true. So anyway, a Bitcoin, most notably on the Bitcoin network, different ideas on how consensus should operate have led to contentious forks that result in projects like Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold. So on a blockchain, when people disagree, a lot of times a fork will occur, and it will create a whole new project out of the original project, and the original project will continue to go forth, and some new thing will pop up out of it. Ethereum, back in the original DAO hack, got forked because hundreds of millions of dollars were tied up in this DAO, and somebody hacked it and was just draining Ethereum out of it, millions of dollars, and they were losing money, and Ethereum was about to go into the drain. And they back at the time, Ethereum was more centralized than it is now, but the people involved in it had to make a decision. Do we fork this and allow this to continue, or do we continue on with the old blockchain? And now that's led to Ethereum Classic, which is the original that got forked. That got hacked. And then there's the new one, the Ethereum network as we know it today. So that's how that type of stuff happens. Let me give you, there's a tweet I saw, and I saved it in my bookmarks, that kind of illustrates the security of a blockchain and how difficult it is to hack it. And I know I'm kind of getting sidetracked, and my time's up, but I'm gonna bookmark this article right here, and it talks about a lot of that stuff about scaling, and I'll probably come back to it tomorrow. But I want you to see this this post right here, this illustration of ways to explain people why Bitcoin can't be cheated. So if somebody wants to go back and change a transaction on the blockchain, there's an issue with that. And the blockchain from a previous block could be buried, or it could just be recent right there. But the blockchain is continuously creating new blocks. But in order for you to be able to hack a previous block and change the transaction, you would have to go back deep in here, and you would have to unstack all these blocks and change the transaction records on all these blocks while this new block was being built and added. And you would have that little time window to do all that. And it's really just not possible to do that. So say everybody's working on block 91, but one miner wants to alter a transaction in block 74. He'd have to make his changes and redo all the computations for blocks 74 through 90 and do block 91. That's 18 blocks of expensive computing, plus the time it takes to do that. And what's worse, he'd have to do it all before everybody else in the Bitcoin network finish just the one block, number 91, that they're working on. So that's a whole lot of work to do in a tiny time window, and it just doesn't happen. And somebody had asked, well, what if he was just doing it on block 90 right here, trying to alter the transaction? Well, that's why it takes 6 transaction confirmations within the consensus network in order for it to be able to be verified. So there's the time that it takes to do that, and it just wouldn't be possible to get it done. So yeah, this is a good thread. I'll put the link to this little image in here as well as to why you can't cheat at Bitcoin. It's really good, and there's some in the comments. There's some good questions and some good answers. I think I'll go over this again tomorrow too. Yeah, there's some really good stuff. Twitter's kind of a double-edged sword. You can find really great stuff, and then you can be really annoyed at a bunch of the bickering that goes on in there too. So whatever. Yeah, so anyway, back to this article, and then it goes down through here that explains what the consensus changes are, and I showed you, and then it goes through all the various layer 2 solutions, what sharding is, state channels, side chains, plasma, roll-ups, and then ZK roll-ups. And I think tomorrow I will go into a little more in-depth knowledge about what ZK roll-ups are, and ZK proofs, zero knowledge proofs, ZK snarks, all that stuff, because I think it's really fascinating. There's a bunch of really interesting analogies in order to be able to talk about this. And this article right here lays it all out pretty well as well. So yeah, I will come back to this article tomorrow. Yeah, so much stuff to cover all the time in this blockchain space. I just, I can't get to it all in 30 minutes. I can only give you little nuggets and just kind of my raw look at it. But aside from that, there's always something cool to talk about and cool to cover. I hope you guys have a good day. I got my hour commute ahead of me and my day ahead of me. And follow me on YouTube, Eureka Street Crypto Hub. Follow me on Twitter. I'm Eureka John and the number 1. I'm on float.app as Eureka John, and I'm on Odyssey, Eureka Street Crypto Hub. For those of you that like to watch the decentralized, uncensorable video platforms, I'm on Odyssey and BitChute. I prefer that you watch me on stuff like that anyway, because the SEC has been all up on the Odyssey and library networks. So, because they do not like the fact that you cannot censor it. Support those networks if you possibly can. All right, so that being said, let me get my outro all queued up, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, same. I'll probably be on YouTube again tomorrow. So, all right, bye.